Nintendo consoles are no stranger to having weird versions of games, whether they're downgraded or upgraded or even straight up exclusive versions that are practically different from any of the other versions. And we're going to be talking kind of along the lines of the latter. We're going to talk about Terraria on the 3DS today. This game is weird. Here's why. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ty, and today we're going to be talking about Terraria on the Nintendo 3DS, and it's kind of weird. And this is something I just recently found out about too. So I want to address this again. Thank you so much for all the support on the videos and in the community in general. I really appreciate it. If you want to keep chatting and follow me elsewhere, I got a Discord, Twitch, and Twitter in the description below. With all that self promo out of the way, let's talk about why this game is kind of weird. And when I say weird, I don't mean it in a bad way. This is unique. So if you don't know, Terraria, it's a PC game. It got ported to consoles. Originally got ported to Xbox 360, PS3, as like console versions, and they were different. Well, now they're different. They're called old gen console versions. I don't know how different it was from the PC version. I want to preface, before we go into too much detail, I'm not a Terraria guy in the sense that I do like a lot about it. I like pretty much everything. It is just something with my brain cannot click with the complexity of how this game's progression goes, and no fault to the game. It's not design bad or anything. It's just not me. I'm definitely much more of a Minecraft guy, but I do like watching people play it, and it has a lot of interesting stuff. And obviously, I'm interested enough to make a whole video just for a 3DS version of this game. That does not say I haven't played my share of Terraria. I have played the old gen versions. I don't think I ever finished it. I don't even know if there was a thing to finish it at the time, but I remember playing it multiple times with friends, and it was a good time. So yeah, why is this version unique? So I actually have it opened up, and I messed around in it for, I don't know, probably about 30-ish minutes, give or take. I know it's not a lot of time, but like I said, that's a lot of time for me. It kept me interested enough just to kind of walk around and experience this weird version of this game. Alright, so this is actually not how the game will start out. The game will start you out like this when you're on your world. You have a bottom screen and a top screen, and that top screen, I would say it's pretty small. Would you not agree? You can barely see what's going on. Well, there is. This is what makes this version so weird to me. You tap this little rectangle right here, and now you have a Mario Maker-esque grid. So normally to mine stuff, so now not only do you have a zoomed in version of what you're playing, but now you can kind of see where your crosshair is. And trying to figure out why. Oh, and then you can dig down, and you can do your digging, you do your Terraria, you can mine and craft. Oh no, but I mean, that's nothing new, and I'm sure you can tell where this is going. You can use the touch screen, and I think that is so cool to me that it's like, they knew the screen is too small for how like zoomed out Terraria is. It's great. It's so great to me that they thought of like, okay, how can we let the player know what's in front of them, but also do things that are in front of them. Like, this would be hard to know where you're aiming and mining, so it gives you a zoomed in, like a really close up version, and it's easy to multitask between the two screens. Like, they're not that far apart. Looking up and down is not that hard. It's so cool to me. And another crazy thing is, so this is a Nintendo 3DS game, not a new 3DS game. However, does not mean they didn't think about new 3DS support. So there are these other icons on here. There's a map and your inventory right here. So you can click on them, and you can go back, or by pressing the ZR, I think that's what they call them. Yeah, you can. Oops, I am getting hit. You can cycle through them by hitting the buttons. Well, actually, it's not cycling through them. I'm probably about to die here, but it's actually the left one opens up the map. Or, not the map. I'm so lost. Wait, did I do something wrong here? Oh, my bad. Well, so there is support for it. The ZL opens up your zoomed in version where I just died, and ZR opens up your inventory. I thought it cycled through everything. I guess it's kind of good. It doesn't open up the map, but it's interesting they added support for the new 3DS, and something like pretty much almost no games do. It even has C-pad support, or the C circle, whatever it's called. You can control the camera, and I think that's great. Like I said, there aren't a ton of 3DS games that support what the new 3DS could do. Like, obviously, I think Smash Bros. Is probably... Well, I thought it was the one that used it the most. You can map Smash attacks to here. And you could scan Amiibo. I think this does a lot more with it. And it's not a new 3DS version. Like, that's what's crazy to me. So, that alone doesn't make this worth a whole video, I feel. And this is stuff that I can't... I have no clue how to get this stuff. And I probably could play and watch tutorials, but I would be probably here for an ungodly amount of time playing this game because I get so lost. But what I want to talk about, in addition to having all those unique features, and like the team that ported this is not the team that made Terraria. Trying to look at it's, yes, Relogic is who developed and made Terraria. 505 Games is actually who ported, did all these ports. And I'm not sure if they were the ones like doing all this, because this has exclusive content, and I mean like exclusive, not just like old gen console version content. This has true exclusive content that is not on any other version of Terraria, probably on the PC version due to modding, but there is actual like exclusive content here, and I want to talk about some of it because some of it is actually really interesting to me. I'm not going to talk about all of it, but because there's actually a good amount. The reason why there's exclusive content, this is like a totally different game. This game followed its own update line. Like, it didn't follow the rest. It had its own updates, which is really cool. I want to say huge thanks to the Terraria community, because I'm assuming they're the ones who run the wiki, and without the wiki, I would not be able to talk about all this stuff because I wouldn't be able to get it. Let's talk about some weapons. There's the egg cannon. The egg cannon is I believe it's an Easter item. There's Easter content, there's Oktoberfest content, and there's well, we'll get to the other one. I think there's another one. But yeah, Easter and Oktoberfest content. There is a bunny boss. I believe it's a boss that is exclusive to the 3DS that drops an egg launcher, an egg cannon, which is it's weird to me, but yeah, sure, why not? Oh, Thanksgiving is the other one we'll get to. I think that's pretty weird. I don't know. It's funny. You shoot eggs at enemies. Now, there is a game called Worms. and Worms actually is on the 3DS version. There's a weapon called the Holy Hand Grenade. I'll have images on screen. I'm not really sure how, if maybe I'll have video. I don't know if there will be video or not. I don't know how I'd be able to get that per se, but yeah, it's a Holy Hand Grenade from Worms. It's like one of the biggest explosive weapons, if not the biggest one in the game. In Worms, not in Terraria. So yeah, it's really cool that they have Worms content. I want to say 505 Games also does work for Worms, or is the people who do Worms. That would make sense. So it's really cool that they got to rep another series in a game. I love crossovers. And then there's a couple other ones. There's a Roman candle weapon. It shoots like fireworks. Then the other one is the Zappinator, which is an NES zapper. Not called an NES zapper, but it's really cool and it shoots really fast. It looks very good. I don't know if it actually is. I don't know Terraria stats that well, but it is super cool and it's a funny reference. It's a really rare drop rate from a boss, so you'll have to get cracking at it. Speaking of boss, there's a couple enemies that are exclusive to the old gen versions. The 3DS really only has one enemy that's exclusive, and that is the Diseaster Bunny. It's a little rabbit, which I'll probably have it on screen next to the boss, which is called Lepus. It's an Easter boss, and it drops I think the big thing is the egg cannon. That's one of the big things. Also the suspicious looking egg. I'm pretty sure it'll like spawn the boss. Maybe? I think that's what the egg would do. I can't confirm. I also dropped some other things, but I don't think those are all exclusive. Besides the egg cannon, there could be another one, but I'm not sure. And there's also Turkor the Ungrateful. There's a Thanksgiving boss, and it drops the Horn O' Plenty, which is like it's a little cornucopia, and it's a healing item, and it doesn't go away when used, which is a big thing. There's also there's a Cupid. There's some other. There's a little elf person. These are NPCs or pets. I mean, there's an elf pet, a pet turkey, and going back to Worms. I meant to mention earlier when I was talking about Worms, the worm pet, and the worm pet is the little worm from the cover of Worms that can follow you around. It's pretty cool. Not sure if it actually does anything. Maybe it does. But if it dies, it has a exclusive death tombstone, because I'm pretty sure in Worms they leave tombstones. So that's kind of funny to me that they decided to let it have its own tombstone, because in Terraria you also drop tombstones when you die. There's like other items. I think the Oktoberfest stuff is worth talking about. There's a pair of boots. No, they look like boots. Oh, it's a potion. Sorry. And it gives you the drunk buff. It's actually not like any like effect. It looks like it's I can't think of the word now. Your damage dealt and damage taken is halved, which is odd to me, because it's like, so just makes you weaker and stronger. I guess it's a weird balance thing. But yeah, that Oktoberfest in Terraria, kind of odd. I don't think any other version of Terraria has Oktoberfest content. That is pretty much all the exclusive content. And like I said, that is only on the 3DS version, not even the Wii U version. I don't think the Wii U version actually has that much exclusive stuff compared to the 3DS version. The Wii U might actually not have any exclusive stuff because it is an old gen version. So unless the old gen has some exclusive stuff, which it might in terms of vanity changes. But yeah, I just found this really interesting and definitely worth talking about. So if you're a Terraria fan or a fan of weird games, I would check it out because it's probably going to be a different experience. I don't know how those events that I was talking about, like the Dies Easter Bunny, I'm sure those are all based on time. I'm sure you could probably change your 3DS clock to get them. I guess I didn't really think about that. They might just be in the game. I don't know actually how to look that up. Sure, it's not hard to find. Whew. But yeah, that's Terraria on 3DS. A very, very unique 3DS game in my opinion. 3DS port that kind of spun off into its own thing. I would say it kind of started out as a port and then they kind of just let it become its own thing. With that all being said, thank you so much for getting this far in the video. Appreciate all the support. So if you want to keep supporting, like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let me know if there's some other 3DS game I should be talking about, because I want to talk about a couple of them that aren't super well known. I felt like this wasn't very well known. I haven't heard many people talk about it, so yeah. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, buy Terraria on 3DS. You gotta have it. You gotta have